Hey everyone! Welcome friends from around the world. We're glad you're here. If you're new, we'd love for you to like and subscribe to the channel. In what the world calls the civilized world, there's a country that stood on the ruins of others' homes since 1948. Over 750,000 Palestinians were forced out of their homeland, and even now, more than 5 million are still refugees without citizenship. For years, Israeli rockets have rained down on Gaza, a tiny, overcrowded strip of land, barely 365 square kilometers. The world's been watching. The world stayed silent. But now, for the first time in history, the skies over Tel Aviv are no longer safe. The sound of sirens isn't a warning anymore, it's a curse. Iran, long seen by the West as a threat, raised the red flag, an ancient symbol meaning sacred blood has been spilled and revenge is necessary. In under 7 minutes, Iranian hypersonic missiles tore through Israeli airspace at speeds reaching Mach 11, way beyond what the so-called Iron Dome could handle. This wasn't just symbolic, it was a message. What was trampled has grown teeth. This wasn't just war, it was the start of a new chapter in resistance. Arrogance was met with fire. The oppressed spoke, through a warning explosion. It sounded like war drums, loud and terrifying. Amid rising tensions, Iran's Revolutionary Guard issued a statement that shook the gates of hell. And this wasn't just a threat, it was an announcement. They had launched a new type of ballistic missile. A weapon of revenge, they claimed, that could cause destruction unlike anything seen before, with a clear target, the heart of Israel. It didn't take long for the skies over Tel Aviv to turn into a live nightmare. Civilians who had only seconds before been gazing up suddenly raised their phones to record the nearly unbelievable. A white flash sliced through the night sky like a blade. That was Iran's new ballistic missile. Its speed was so terrifying that it didn't even give people time to blink. And while all eyes were still fixed on the heavens, the Revolutionary Guard spoke again, this time colder and more calculated, promising that sirens would soon scream across Israel non-stop. One clear message: the attacks will keep coming until safety becomes a thing of the past. But beyond the roar of rockets and the fire of emotions, military analysts noticed something else, something deeper. They recognized a familiar pattern. The images of the attack were eerily similar to a Russian strike in eastern Ukraine, where Russia had launched its Hypersonic missiles in a nearly identical way, which raised a big question. Was this proof that Russia was involved directly? Could the Hypersonic missiles have made their way to Iran as part of secret support? That suspicion grew stronger with reports that Moscow might be planning to send missile aid to Tehran. But after a thorough investigation, the theory of Russian missile involvement was dismissed. Iran's Revolutionary Guard confirmed officially the missile that shook Israeli skies was their own. It was the Sejjil, part of a family of medium-range missiles introduced in 2014. But this attack marked the first time it had ever been used in real combat. Its appearance over Israel's airspace was a serious wake-up call. This missile is no joke. Just its physical size is enough to make you shiver. It's 18.2 meters long and 1.25 meters wide, big enough to carry a deadly payload. It can carry a warhead weighing anywhere between 500 and 1,500 kilograms in a single strike. What's even more worrying is that some analysts believe it's not just designed for high explosive warheads, but possibly nuclear ones too. And although Iran hasn't confirmed whether the Sejjil is hypersonic or just super fast, they did reveal one important detail. Despite weighing 23,600 kilograms, this missile can reportedly reach Tel Aviv from Natanz in under 7 minutes, a distance of over 1,600 kilometers. If that's accurate, it means the Sejjil can fly at speeds around 13,700 kilometers per hour. That's 11 times the speed of sound. Also, its operational range is about 2,000 kilometers, which means nowhere in Israel is out of its reach. What Iran is most proud of, though, is the Sejjil's fuel system. Unlike its predecessor, the Shahab, which still uses liquid fuel, the Sejjil uses solid fuel. And that's a game changer. Solid fuel means much faster launch times, making it harder to detect and destroy before takeoff. When it's launched from the ground, solid-fueled missiles are technically harder to guide and control. But according to Iranian engineers, they've figured it out. And the result? The Sejjil missile is said to have incredibly high accuracy, with a margin of error of just about 50 meters from its target. Many analysts see the Sejjil's use of solid fuel as a sign that Iran's missile technology has made a major leap forward, especially when you compare it to the older Shahab missile, which could only be launched vertically. In contrast, the Sejjil can be launched at different angles, giving Iranian missile units a big tactical edge on the battlefield. But don't be mistaken. The Sejjil isn't Iran's only big weapon in its recent retaliatory operation. Another name has grabbed global attention, the Haj Qassem ballistic missile. And for good reason. This missile broke straight through Israel's defense systems with barely any resistance. Footage, showing the exact seconds it hit a building in Israel, was widely shared, putting serious pressure on Israel's air defense, once hyped as one of the best in the world. The damage caused by the Haj Qassem wasn't some fluke. This missile is seriously intimidating. Its body is around 11 meters long and weighs about 15,000 pounds. Out of that, 1,100 pounds is an active warhead, enough to take down a high-rise building in one strike. The rest is solid fuel that propels the missile up to 1,400 kilometers, meaning all of Israel is within range. But what really makes Haj Qassem stand out is its terrifying ability to penetrate enemy defenses. It travels at hypersonic speeds and has advanced maneuvering tech that makes it nearly impossible to intercept. Even American and Israeli interceptor missiles seem useless against it. Iranian Defense Minister Aziz Nazirzadeh once said that the Haj Qassem warhead can twist and shift in the air, dodging threats and still hitting its target with precision, all without being tracked. But that's not the only heavyweight in Iran's arsenal. One older name still holds strong in the spotlight, the Emad missile. Just like Haj Qassem, Emad is a domestically built medium-range ballistic missile. It's actually a heavily upgraded version of the Shahab 3 platform. First revealed back in 2015, the Emad hasn't faded from use. In fact, it's still one of Iran's go-to weapons, especially for dealing with the constant threats in the Middle East. But there's a big question: how dangerous is the Emad really? There's not a lot of official info out there. Technical details are scarce. But one confirmed fact is that the Emad has a diameter of around 1.25 meters, big enough to carry a 1,650-pound warhead. That gives it far more destructive power than Haj Qassem. And it's not just about weight. The Emad has a newly designed nose cone, a refined tip that allows the missile to explode directly above its target. That design isn't random. The Emad is built for aerial attacks and can be equipped with chemical, biological, or even nuclear warheads. Some analysts even believe it could be used for nuclear EMP attacks, capable of disabling an enemy's entire electronic system in a single high-altitude blast. There's still a lot of mystery around the Emad, its launch speed, how it penetrates enemy defenses, and how agile it is in the air are still unknowns. But one thing is clear: it has an operational range of 1,700 kilometers, which means Iran can strike anywhere in Israel without moving its launchers. And maybe the most surprising detail? The Emad has pinpoint accuracy, reportedly missing its target by no more than 10 meters. In the world of ballistic missiles, that's considered lethal precision. Thanks for watching the video.